My name is Cuming, and I grew up in Australia, a long way away. Yeah, it was amazing. You know, it was very humbling. I wanted to record everything live, so we got in a big room at the Village in LA. Fleetwood Mac had done records there, and Steely Dan, and amazing artists. And I just wanted to get in there and kind of track it live and be as organic as we could. So picked a lot of players that were really amazing, and went in there and I just taught them the songs basically on spot, and we just nailed it. Right there and then. And it's like 10 days for 17 songs, I think, and then we went back in and did some vocals and guitars. But I just wanted to kind of get it across as much live as I could. So yeah.
So there was obviously something very organic about it, that you were able to get through that much material in 10 days.
Yeah, and the talent of players helps. When you're trying to get in a studio, the guys I had playing with me were just total pros, and we could change it and we could play with the songs a lot, but they were really on the ball and they could just jump with it anywhere. So it was pretty amazing. Being a kid for me in Australia was about as simple as it gets. It was just surfing and I grew up on a little island, and it was just kind of running around and going to a little school bare feet, and playing on the beach most of the day. And then, my parents kind of growing up, with veggie gardens and sustainably living and yoga, and just, it was a very, very mellow upbringing. It was very beautiful. Sustainability in general is something I grew up with, and renewable energy and just living sustainably as well. Sustainability starts and ends kind of with yourself, and turning off the lights is important as for some people as getting solar. It's just about what's applicable to you. But I mean, I grew up, I think in more of nature than in a big city, obviously, where I grew up, and so I saw the effects really readily every day, in the ocean and kind of growing up on the land. And for me, there just was no option. I grew up without my parents, and I see that my own actions are directly related to the things around me, and I think it's the same for everybody. And it's not that hard to become sustainable as a community. It's just each person, each household, and from there, each street, and then each suburb, and then suddenly a city sustainable. And it's pretty amazing. I mean, it's not that far off. For a city even like LA, if everybody did their little parts, it wouldn't be very long before you could call it a semi-sustainable city, which is pretty amazing. So it's just about kind of getting in and doing your parts that you can, I think. I didn't want to leave for a long time, and then music kind of took me around the place, and surfing as well, and traveling, and I ended up just wanting to follow my heart and follow this through with music. I guess for me, it was just about not seeing it to a point and then letting it go. And I had an opportunity to come to the States and kind of pursue that, so I did. And I'm following my heart. I still get to surf every day and kind of live a pretty relaxed life, but I also know that's there for me to go back to at some point. And my parents are both there doing the same thing, so hopefully I can go home and do that one day. My dad played music growing up, and he was just a music lover. He played vinyl every day, and I grew up with that. And he kind of put a guitar in my hands and taught me a few little things. And then there was a guitar teacher that used to drive like half an hour to get to me once a week, and he came for a couple of years, and then I moved away from that, and I ended up just kind of being in love with music, and I found an artist called Jeff Buckley that really made me want to keep pushing on, and I emulated and tried to be like him whenever I got a chance. So it kind of took itself from there. Jeff Buckley was just, at the moment I heard it, I just felt really connected to it, and it was really, it kind of hit me in a deeper place than a lot of music does, even now. And still when I listen to the record, Grace, that album of his, and the first song, it just faded in and it just kind of hit me hard, and I just realized that that's what I wanted to do. And, it wasn't really a choice to me. It just kind of took its place from there. But I think it was something to do with the soul of him and the fact that he was just doing what he was born with in a way. And I grew up really differently, but I feel like I had a bit of that in me too. So, the next 2 months are pretty much on to a full stop, and then on and off. I think for the next couple of years, hopefully, I'll be promoting and pushing this album, and that's kind of how it has to be in the modern world of music. I think it's going back to being a troubadour and a kind of making your own way. So, I think for me, I'll want to be on the road as much as I can, and then take time off and go surfing.